This is the snowplow that was used for a number of years on the Skagway rail line to remove the snow from the tracks. Here's a picture of Lori standing next to the sign talking about that um, snow, that snowplow portion that was pushed through the rail on the rail line. Here's a picture of Cindy and Lori. This is now we're in the city of Skagway. All of this is taking place in Skagway right now. This is just a close-up of the blades that turn to throw the snow away from the tracks. And here's a picture of Frank standing next to the snowplow, so you can see perspective size, how huge that snowplow actually is. Skagway is a major stop for the cruise lines, and you can see that there were ships over on the dock on the left. There were also, to your right, there were 2 more ships that day, also docked in Skagway. What is that, shooting star? Just a pretty flower. There you go. They also had some tour buses, some old Ford tour buses that were rebuilt and that you could take around town, which really was kind of small because you could walk the town in practically no time at all. This is looking down toward the mountainside of town, going up toward the canyon to get up to the pass, and over the mountains to start your trip to Dawson City. This is the next morning in terms of look at how few people are on the streets. We went out to get a cup of coffee early in the morning to just kind of see how quiet it was, and it was very quiet. This is the museum in Skagway. It's a very nice museum. It's kind of tucked in the corner of the town, away from the commercial area. This is one of the displays in the museum, mastodon tusk, or mammoth tusk. It's a mammoth, woolly mammoth, I'm sure. Some of the Indian artifacts that were on display, one of the cases, thought they were interesting. A lot of tight woven baskets and other artifacts. Some of the footwear that the natives would wear or create for tourists to wear. And some of the supplies, minor supplies, from back at the time of the gold rush. It's just one of the buildings. We walked around the neighborhoods taking pictures of some of the houses in the area, so you get a feeling for what the houses were like. This was a very interesting home, so I had to take a picture of it. It looked like it was related to the Winchester Mystery House. This was a very pretty house with beautiful trees, and I guess because of the time of the year, the gardens were especially pretty. Another view of that same house from a different angle. I think this is a better picture. You can see the mountains in the background, how they're right in their backyard practically. And this was a cute little garage, it looks like, of someone's that was just kind of hanging around. I thought this was interesting that somebody had made a little bench on the sidewalk out of used skis. Now, Lori was sitting on this bench, but looks like she's left. And this is a famous building that the locals built, and they put all these artifacts, the driftwood and things on the front of it to make it appear that way. I thought it was done later in history, but it was done actually at the time they built it.